Hello everyone. Today I will write the meaning of the four words in Vietnamese Thế Thái Nhân Tình and explain to you in the English version. Thế Thái Nhân Tình can be translated to the ways of the world and the hearts of the people. This is perhaps the closest way that I can carry the meaning into English, though no translation can fully hold its depth. It is a phrase that seems simple on the surface, yet it contains a quiet weight of a lifetime, especially for someone who has already walked through two-thirds of the journey like me, having tasted all shades of joy, anger, love, and sorrow. When we speak of the ways of the world, we are speaking of the shifting nature of life itself, the rise and fall of fortune, the changing tides of society, the unpredictable turns of circumstances. Nothing remains as it is. Today may bring warmth, recognition, and comfort. Tomorrow may arrive with distance, indifferences, or even loss. The world does not stand still for anyone. It moves, it changes, and in its movement, it reshapes the relationships around us. The hearts of the people, on the other hand, speaks to something more intimate, how human beings treat each other. It is about kindness and compassion, but also about coolness, calculation, and sometimes betrayal. Human hearts are not fixed either. They respond to time, to need, to fear, and to desire. A person who once stood close may drift away. A stranger may become a source of unexpected warmth, and what feels certain today may quietly dissolve tomorrow. Put together, this phrase becomes a reflection of life as a whole, where circumstance and human emotion intertwine in ways that are rarely simple or predictable. There is no perfection in this world, no relationship untouched by misunderstanding, no heart entirely free from contradiction. When we are young, we often see life in a clear light. We believe that good people will always be good, that sincerity will always be returned, that effort will always be rewarded. But as the years pass, life gently and sometimes painfully teaches us otherwise. We begin to see that people change not always out of malice, but because life itself changes them. Pressure, fear, success, hardship, all these things shape the human heart. There may have been moments in your life when you trusted someone deeply, only to feel disappointment later. And yet, there were also moments when someone you barely noticed became the one who stood by you when you needed most. These are not contradictions of life, they are a very fabric of it. This is what the ways of the world and the hearts of the people truly means, that life cannot be neatly predicted, nor can people be fully understood at first glance. But understanding this is not meant to make us bitter or withdrawn. It is not a lesson in distrust. Instead, it is an invitation to live with greater calm and wisdom. When someone treats you with kindness, you learn to appreciate it more deeply, knowing it is not guaranteed. When someone hurts you, you learn slowly to let go, not because it does not matter, but because holding on will only weigh your own heart down. You begin to see that not everything needs to be judged, and not every disappointment needs to become a wound that you carry forever. A person who understands the ways of the world does not become cold, rather, they become steady. They are not overly elated when praised, nor deeply shaken when forgotten. They understand that recognition and neglect are both temporary. What remains is not how others treated them, but how they choose to live and to treat others. As one approaches the later chapters of life, the questions begin to change. It is no longer about who won or who lost, who gained or missed out. Instead, it becomes quieter, more inward. Did I understand people? Did I learn to be compassionate? Did I remain true to my own sense of right and wrong? If there is something worth passing down to the next generation, perhaps it is this. Do not place blind trust in promises, and do not lose faith in humanity. Do not cling too tightly to being right, but hold firmly to your conscience. Do not expect life to be fair, but strive to live without regret. Because in the end, the way of the world and the hearts of the people are not lessons meant to harden us, they are meant to deepen us. When you begin to understand life, you become less judgmental. When you begin to understand people, you become more compassionate. Thế Thái Nhân Tình. And after everything has changed, after the seasons have come and gone, after people have entered and left your life, what truly remains is not what the world has done to you, but who you have chosen to be within it. Thank you so much, and I hope you understand the 4 words Thế Thái Nhân Tình, the way of the world and the hearts of people, and understand more about life. Thank you so much, and I hope you enjoy it.